Saturday night, Tank Davis back in the ring, Hector Luis Garcia. How do you think that they match up? What do you think Tank has to do to be victorious Saturday night?
All Tank got to do is be himself, man, like he been doing. A good fighter, man. You know what I mean? Got everything. You know what I mean? Box, move, everything. He could do it all, man. All he got to do is be himself. Don't let nobody frustrate him or get into his head.
Speaking of getting in his head, a lot of things going on around Tank Davis at the moment. As the head trainer of one of the top fighters in the country, how do you steer the ship when there's so many things going around outside of the fighter, outside of the ring? How do you steer the ship right when there's so many things going around your fighter?
My son always stay positive, man, and not only that, he humble, man. So, you know, he know what to do and know what not to do, man. You know what I mean? We don't do that type of stuff. You know what I mean? You see how he's laid back and all humble. You know what I mean?
Last time I saw you was in LA. It was Charlo Castaño 2 last May. You and I spoke. You said, hey, I'm a boxing fan just like everybody else, and I do want to see Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford get together.
Right.
I know that things have kind of been up and down, and we were supposed to get the fight and we didn't. Bozy, I'd like to get your stance. Where do you guys stand now? Are you still willing to step aside to make that fight happen, or has time run out on that?
Well, nobody never asked us to step aside. And not only that, though, Spence have a certain amount of time, you know what I mean?
I believe it was 120 days.
They say 120 days, so after whoever you fight, it's 120 days, I think. And that's it, So
the clock is ticking.
Yeah.
If you guys were approached by either side, say that negotiations between Crawford and Spence did pick up, would you guys be willing to listen to step aside to make the undisputed fight?
All depends on what they saying or what they offering.
Vergil Ortiz, somebody that's been linked, his name has been linked to your son as well. I talked to Vergil Ortiz a couple of weeks ago in LA, and he let me know, hey, that I would be willing to fight against your son. Naturally, he has a fight against Stanionis coming up.
Yeah.
What do you think about Ortiz and Stanionis and how they match up?
That's a good fight. And they both are similar. You know what I mean? They both similar. They coming right at you, so that's going to be a hell of a fight, man.
What would you say to those that feel like Stanionis just does not have a chance and is going to get steamrolled by Vergil?
No, I think he got a chance, man. I think he got a chance. And also, he can take a punch, too.
You see any keys to victory for Stanionis?
Oh, I mean, they both inside fighters. Like I said, it's just who get to who first. That's all I can say. You got a guy that come right at you behind the jab and throw a lot of punches. Then you got Caleb Plant, slick, box, move. You know what I mean? It's a great fight to see.
Caleb Plant spoke, naturally just coming off of a knockout versus Anthony Durrell, scintillating knockout. He says, don't be surprised if I was able to knock out David Benavidez.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised either, though. You know what I mean? You know, anything can happen in boxing, man. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. Caleb got all the goods. You know what I mean? You know, to do what he have to do. He can box. Like I said, he box, move, smart fighter. You know what I mean?
Any avenues to victory for Caleb Plant? Do you think that it's possible for Caleb Plant to beat Benavidez on points?
Oh, no, I couldn't really say. You know what I mean? Like I said, he's a good boxer. All depends on what he do and how he fight him. You know what I mean? You use the jab, tie him up, you know what I mean? Frustrate him, and, you know what I mean? Until the later rounds, and then do what you have to do. That's all I can say. A
lot of conversation up on the stage between Boots and Rashidi Ellis. Rashidi Ellis basically saying that, hey, you guys could have caught this work this time out. We didn't have to not fight. We could have fought on Saturday night. What's the story behind that?
But you heard what Boots said. We already seen your contract. You ain't never signed. And he said it wasn't enough money. You heard what he said. If you paid attention to that.
So it just wasn't
we already asked to fight him before.
How do those two match up? What do you think happens? What's the outcome of Boots?
Well, Boots going to stop him. That's what's going to happen.
How excited are you guys to get an opportunity for a direct line to Errol Spence Jr.'s title?
Oh, we already been in line, but you know what I mean? We was #1 for the IBF mandatory already. So it's just another step forward.
Fighting a tough guy from the Ukraine who looks like he's coming to fight. What do you guys have to do on Saturday night to be successful?
What we got to do Saturday night is just be ourselves. Do what we've been doing. You know what I mean? There's nothing different.
Marcus Hayes, Fight Hub TV here in D.C. with my man, Mr. Sean Lewis, assistant trainer to Bozy Ennis with Jaron Ennis. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Everything's good. How you feeling today?
Real solid, man. Been with Jaron ever since he was a real youngin', man. How long have you been in Jaron's life?
All his life.
The whole situation.
Yeah. I've been there since his brothers was fighting in the amateurs back in the early, the late 90s.
So you one of the ones that actually helped to introduce him to the fight game as well.
Oh yeah. His father trained me, and I became a trainer so I'm deep-rooted into the gym with them.
Definitely, man. What is this journey been like with Jaron, man, to watch him go from literally a child on the cusp to being one of the champions in the 147-pound division?
It's been great. This kid is just amazing, man. When you talk about somebody as a fighter, and then not just as a fighter, who has the right mind, it's incredible to watch, his steps all the way from where he's come from.
That is one thing that really sticks out about Boots, man, is that you can see that he's grounded and has a really level head. Doesn't appear to be seeking the attention and seeking the limelight. You can kind of tell that some of these guys revel it. They love this situation, which by all means, in intents and purposes, they should. They've earned the right to be here, but Boots seems like this is just part of it and he just kind of goes through it, but it doesn't make him. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. With some people, being humble is an act. That's this guy. That's this young man. It's no act for him. What you see is exactly him from day to day. As you can see, he spent a couple hours in here just giving interviews to everybody, with no time limit. He's just a great kid, man, in and out the ring. When we talk about a humble person, working with kids, working with the handicap, man, they've been coming to his fights since he was an amateur before anybody even knew Boots. You know what I mean? I've had him in some schools last year, talking to the youth and whatnot. So, and anytime you want to do something with him, you can grab him. It's never a problem for him. You know what I mean? He's on time. He shows up. There's no time limit with this guy. I mean, he's just a great young man.
And that's the one thing I think that kind of throws a lot of people off with Ennis, is because you see him outside of the ring and he's so nice, he's so humble, almost docile it looks like at times, just a real cavalier, even character guy. He gets in the ring and bam, he turns into an absolute animal. Talk to us about that transition with him, and is there any keys that you kind of notice that he's getting in the zone?
Absolutely. There's a switch that with him. When he's in camp, he's just totally locked in. He's not a party guy or party kid, you know what I mean? He'll go out and have his fun off camp, and it's usually with the other fighters or the younger fighters throughout the gym. But when he's locked in for camp, that's a locked-in situation. I mean, it's work, it's family, work, family. You know what I mean? It's just amazing. You could just follow his lifestyle. If every fighter followed his lifestyle, man, we'd have great fighters all over the place. It's wonderful to take this journey with him. He's going to be the one to talk about for years to come. 20, 30, 50 years down the line, he's going to fall in there with guys like Benny Briscoe, Joe Frazier, Bernard Hopkins, Danny Garcia. He's definitely the next one to carry the torch between him and Steph.
Does he seem to be cognizant of that legacy that he brings into the ring every time?
I don't think so yet. I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't think so. He's doing him. You know what I mean? He knows he's going to be a legend. He knows he's going to be great. But I don't think he understands just the magnitude of it yet. And that's him just being himself. Not being humble, just him being himself. You know what I mean? He definitely wants to aspire to reach them points. You know what I mean? I don't think he just understands how far it's going to go yet.
Coach Sean, you being somebody that knows him, his boxing skills so intimately, when did he become so well adept at switch hitting the way that he is? Him and Terrence Crawford look similar because you really can't tell what style they are anymore, if they're a lefty, if they're a righty. When did he become as fluid as we see him today?
Very early on. That's why it looks that way. Very early on, 12, 13 years old. Easily have been doing that. Yeah.
He talked to us today. He talked the other day about his power and him not really being interested in lifting a lot of weights and things like that. What do you guys do to generate so much power that he has without any weightlifting? What kind of things are you doing for him?
What we do is, of course, we do a lot of stuff with our bodies, a lot of body weight things, a lot of circuit training, and then punching power is learning how to punch correctly. You know what I mean?
So pretty much technique drilled over and over again.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Well, there you have it. Fans, fight fans out there. Another piece, a hidden piece of the Jaron Ennis camp. Coach Sean, we'd like to thank you for your time. This is Marcus Hayes from Fight Hub TV, man. Enjoy the rest of the day, brother. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Marcus. Appreciate